What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside of Hartford, Connecticut, and today we are going to look at the Dougie Hamilton trade, which occurred back on June 26th, 2015. Now, this trade was between the Calgary Flames and the Boston Bruins and saw Calgary acquire restricted free agent Dougie Hamilton from Boston in exchange for 3 draft picks. Basically, Boston was facing cap issues. They knew that they wouldn't be able to sign Hamilton if someone offered him a decent contract, so they decided to trade his rights rather than lose him. So how did this trade work out? We will start with Calgary. Now, they only got defenseman Dougie Hamilton from Boston, and Hamilton responded with a solid 3-year stint in Calgary. Year 1 saw his defensive numbers start to jump up as he recorded a career-high 106 blocks. He still put together great offensive numbers too, scoring 12 goals and dishing out 31 assists. His numbers remained somewhat steady into his second year, and then in his third year, he scored a then career high of 17 goals to go with 27 assists in that 17-18 season. Now, he would be traded after 3 years, and he gets traded to Carolina along with 2 other players in exchange for a pair of younger players. The first one that we're going to discuss is defenseman Noah Hanifin. Now, Hanifin, he's been a decent defenseman who gets good offensive numbers for the Flames since he joined them in the 18-19 season, so not a bad addition. They also got center right wing Elias Lindholm, and Lindholm's been a good goal scorer and two-way player. He had a very strong first year with the team as he recorded 27 goals and had a career-high 51 assists. Now, his assists would drop in his second year, but he had a career-high of 29 goals in that 19-20 season. He had a slow start in the 2021 season, but he did somewhat rebound, and he ended the year with solid assists. So, not the best, but not the worst. He still has room to grow. Both these players do. So Calgary has a pair of young players. Now, what did Boston get in return? So they got 3 picks during the 2015 draft. The first one was the 15th overall selection, which they would use to select Zachary Senyshyn. And Senyshyn, he's been mostly a depth piece for Boston, spending most of his time in the AHL. They also got the 45th pick, which they used on center Jakob Forsbacka-Karlsson. Now, Forsbacka-Karlsson, he spent most of 3 years in the AHL before leaving the team and going to play back in Sweden. They also got the 52nd pick, which they used on defenseman Jeremy Lauzon. And Lauzon, he's been a depth piece since debuting for the team in the 18-19 season, splitting most of his time between the AHL and the NHL. When he's in the NHL, he's usually in a bottom 4 role or he's a healthy scratch. Now, the third team involved in this trade was Carolina. Now, Carolina got 3 players. The first one we're going to discuss is, of course, defenseman Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton had a very strong first year in the 18-19 season, which saw him record a career high in goals with 18 and hits with 160. He had a very strong start to the 19-20 season before he broke his leg in a game in January. Up to that point, he had 14 goals to go with 26 assists through 47 games. Now, his goals did dip into the 2021 season, but his assists are still there, and he still put up solid defensive numbers over the 2021 season. Now, he is going to be a pending free agent, so we'll have to see what happens with him up to this point. Carolina also got 2 more players, one of which was left wing Michael Ferland. And Ferland had a single solid season in Carolina, recording 17 goals with 23 assists over 71 games before he walked as a free agent. Lastly, they also got defenseman Adam Fox. Now, Fox was just a player who they got the rights to, and they traded him away before he signed with the team, so we are not going to discuss that trade. But that was the Dougie Hamilton trade. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a good rest of your day.